Baylor is looking to defend their national title in women's college basketball. I'm Tom Vandervoort, here to talk with me about the Oklahoma City region. Brooke Weisbrod, and thanks to UPS for bringing all this chit-chat to us. And Brooke, I have to ask you about Baylor. They have been a dominant team. One loss this year to Stanford. So what are their prospects for repeating here in your mind?
Let's keep in mind first that loss to Stanford was a 35-minute performance without Odyssey Sims in the lineup. I believe she got a knee to the thigh or something. But anyway, she was out for that game, so I kind of leave a little asterisk by, you know, let's give them a little credit. But it was a hard-fought win by Stanford. Baylor has kind of a tough road to get to the Final Four, and I'll tell you why. Princeton is a team that is full of good guards. They're going to give them a challenge simply from the perspective of guards putting ball pressure on Baylor's guards. Certainly Baylor's well more than a step ahead athletically and from a post situation with Brittany Griner. But two other teams within that region really step out to me as teams that could give Baylor a challenge. Number one, UCLA. Could have, should have, would have won the Pac-12 championship, lost to Stanford. They're very, very angry coming into this tournament. And I know from personal experience, playing a game when you're angry can sometimes be some of your best performances out there. Right. So look for UCLA. I also think Tennessee, we talked about them a little earlier. Tremendous team, coached well by Holly Warlick, taking over for Pat Summit. Megan Simmons is great. They've got a freshman rebounder on the inside that's doing a great job for them. And Syracuse is an athletic team that could match up with Tennessee in the second round. The Syracuse is one of the best offensive rebounding teams in the country. You've got a great center in Kayla Alexander and a core group of freshmen that start, and the seniors on that class have accepted their role coming off the bench. Carmen Tyson-Thomas, sixth man of the year coming out of the Big East. So certainly some athletes for Baylor to face in that region. Do I think they still cruise through? I think they'll be all right.
All right, so if you're going up against Baylor and you're trying to stop Griner, are you focusing on ball pressure, preventing the pass from getting in there, or are you trying to push her away from the spots that she likes to get to?
That's the first thing that I'm looking at is guard ball pressure, because if Odyssey Sims is bringing the ball, the first place she's got to go to get to Griner, you can throw it directly to her in the high post. You'd love to see her get moved out of position. But if she's in the low post, that wing pass, that initial wing pass, if it's defended well, if it's up the lanes, then it makes it a challenge just simply to get into your offense. Any team that's facing them has tried to figure out how to stop the ball from getting into Brittany Griner, and not a lot of teams have been successful at it. But guard ball pressure, moving Griner off of her spot, forcing her to her strong side, which is her right side. I know that seems odd to say, push a player to the side that they shoot from. But I was always stronger shooting off of the left side. I always like to put the ball on the floor.
So you're going to your weak side, and then you're shooting with your strong hand.
Yeah, I always like to put the ball on the floor on my left side and then kind of pick it up. And I just felt like the momentum shooting this way, kind of across my body this way, versus falling shooting this way just felt more comfortable to me. But Brittany Griner is like an over-the-shoulder type player, but you move her to her right side, and it's harder for her to turn this way than it is for her to turn into the basket there. So two things you can try.
Who are some of the other players besides Griner and Sims for Baylor in this region that people are going to want to keep their eye on?
Brooklyn Pope is a player who came over from Rutgers, started there, and made two key deflections, very tiny plays down the stretch against UConn. They seem tiny. I shouldn't say they were tiny. They were big-time defensive plays that ended up winning them the game. Jordan Madden is another great defender, lengthy, can guard 1 through 4 positions. Baylor's just a team that is full of elite athletes. And I remember Kim Mulkey saying a couple years ago, I have a team full of thoroughbreds. I want to just open the gates and let them run. Let them do their thing. I mean, they've got exceptional athletes, and you want your athletes to make the best plays.
Percent chance in your mind that Baylor gets back to the Final Four?
Is 101 a possibility? They're in. They're in.
They're in the Final Four. So says Brooke Weisbrod. Thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.